who that was.
That's Weezer.
Oh, I can hear
Undone,
it now.
the sweater song.
Oh, okay. I can hear
If
that
you
now.
want to destroy my sweater, you know?
I can hear it now, yeah.
Yeah, Weezer.
I should have known that. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Great Measures. My name is Richard. This is Judson.
Great message. I'm tickled. I don't know.
Okay.
Something just happened.
Well, we're in for a good one today.
Oh, yeah.
Going to introduce you to a new band called Animals as Leaders.
Mm-hmm.
They are similar to Polyphia, kind of predate Polyphia, I believe. It's a trio. Tosin Abasi is the lead guitar player guy. That's the best way I can put that.
Okay.
He's kind of the brains of the project, I believe.
Okay.
The other guitarist is named Javier Reyes.
Okay.
And the drummer's name is Matt Gartzka, I think is how it's pronounced.
Where are they from?
Here. I think
This house?
right here in this house.
Man, I'm surprised I don't know.
I think they're actually based out of Los Angeles.
Guy I used to play bass with in a band, Mark Hike, in a band called Cloud Wars. He also plays in a band called Organized Grime. Anyway, he talks about this band.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard anything from him. I don't think he ever let me listen to him, but he even commented on our Polyphia video, this band.
Okay.
It's my homeboy.
We're going to let you watch the video. The song is called The Brain Dance. The Brain Dance. And it is from a Dunlop Sessions video on YouTube. No bass. 8-string guitars. So they're heavy on the bass end. It'll make sense.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll make sense.
They all play?
2 guitars, 1 drum.
Oh, that's just the setup. Animals as leaders.
Animals as leaders.
The Brain Dance.
The Brain Dance.
Oh, let's do
do
it, man.
Ready? Proceed, Judson. Well, that make your brain dance.
Yeah. All that kind of music does, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's so much going on. But not really, maybe. Once you learn how to play something like that, if you sit down and try to do it, I think you begin to realize, like anything else, that there's modes and patterns inside of there. So like he's going, he does that for a long time. The dude on the 6 string. How did he go from one guitar to the other that quick? Did he just pull the other one back and go?
Probably, yeah. I know the acoustic was on a stand.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on a stand.
So yeah, well, so anyway, when he, which is obviously the theme of the song, he does it at the beginning, does it at the end. The stuff in the middle, I like the best. The slower, classical sounding thing. Obviously, classically trained.
Oh yeah, I think he went to Berkeley.
Yeah.
I think. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure.
Sounds right. I mean, sounds. You're there, Juilliard.
Yeah.
But
I may be wrong.
So a lot of times I'm listening to stuff like that, and you get overwhelmed by just all the notes that they're playing, and then you realize there's patterns to it. But I don't know this because I've never played anything like that before. But I wonder if some of their rhythmic patterns are straight up just, you can count some of that stuff. But then they just go together, like they'll, like they play the notes together.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what point I'm trying to make here. But it sounds like a lot.
Dancing.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot. But then I think once like I said, if you try to learn how to do it, it's like anything else. If you're looking at somebody painting a particular effect, whether it just be a color effect or a distance thing, you realize, well, that's not hard. They draw 2 lines like this, or they, you know what I mean? Or they mix their paint like this, or whatever, to get the effect. So, I think with something like that, and I've never played an 8-string guitar.
Sure.
I have no idea. Adding 2 strings is a lot. Adding 1 would be a lot. At least for me, thinking about what all now you can do, because then they'll go all the way down this scale to come all the way back up and be where. So it's like sometimes there's filler in there. I'm not saying that there's nothing to this. That's not what I'm saying.
Right. But
I think you can see it in that song that with that one little riff that he was in, that little hammer-on thing that he's doing. That if you go from that basis and then you go to everything else, I think it's like a key to the cipher. Does that make sense? So I try not to you're overwhelmed with the musicianship, straight up.
Yeah.
There's no way not to be. But it sounds impossible for somebody to put this music together almost. Like how does a guy who writes the initial thing and says, okay, now I'm going to go,
Yeah.
But there's got to be a way for them to communicate that together. So there's a pattern in there. And that's all I try to, when I listen to this kind of music, I try to find that. But then I'm trying to find that, and you miss a lot because there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I think I like the idea of having the 8-string on the bass end. I love bass. But the guy that, like I told you before, that introduced me or that said this band to me is a bass player. But the guy definitely is picking up the low end there, and I don't know what to say about it really. There's a lot of strange chords and a lot of dissonance. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
But then that throws you for a loop too. If you're trying to follow their trail, and they throw in that dissonance, and you're just kind of like, what happened? Like I was following the beat there for a second when he goes dum dum, and then I'd miss it whenever I think he was going to do it.
Yeah.
And he'd wait and he'd do it later.
Yeah.
It's like they have their own. I think they make up their own rhythmic pattern, which is fine.
It's cool. To me, I think the beauty in it is like kind of what you touched on is the you get lost in, from my point of view, I get lost in what they're doing and lost on what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time. I love Animals as Leaders and what I've heard of them. It's not a catalog that I've been deep down the road with, but like what I've heard, I have not heard anything that I didn't like.
It's all
They do
instrumental?
enough. Yeah, I think so. Everything I've heard is. But they do enough of that, like bringing you back to, even if it's just as much as like him hitting a splash in a normal time.
Right.
They do enough of that to kind of keep the novice listener or the.
I mean, it's a song. It is a song.
Yeah. But
like
I
they
think
have to play together.
What I'm getting at is like, in all that, in the grand scheme of it being this psychotic sounding, crazy sounding piece of music, the appreciation I have for the ability to be able, the practice that it's taken and the work that it's taken to be able to construct stuff like you said, it's like almost like they have an unspoken language, or an unspoken communication amongst each other, because they've been together for a while.
There's a form, yeah.
And I think that I know the band formed in like 07. Because I remember, all the way back to their first album, and we can do something from their first. We'll do something from their first album next time. But like the first time I heard them, it was just mind blowing. But I appreciate what they do and how they do it, and the amount of work it took to get to that point.
As a musician, you have to, and it may not even taken them that much work to get there. That's kind of what I'm saying. Once you get a formula down and you know what your goal is, whether it be in a song or in the band as a whole, you generally you can find it pretty well when you're doing it. Like I said, the magician always has a trick, that once you learn it, you're like, well, I can make that disappear.
Yeah.
But their ability, obviously, on the instrument, that's what I'm watching, is the fretwork every now and then. I'm trying to figure out what the other strings are tuned to, and I'm wondering, are they two strings on the bottom? Is there a string on top and then on the bottom? Because like I said, I don't have any idea.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. My brain was dancing.
Doing a little ballet.
Crazy ballet.
Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did.
Well, good.
Animals as Leaders. I like the name of the band too.
Yeah. We'll do some more stuff. Probably something from the first album.
Word.
Next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. We are Great Measures. My name is Richard. This is Judson.
Great Measures.
Why are you...
I don't know. I'm just getting tickled every now and then for some reason. I don't know what it is. I just want to laugh at everything.
Screwed up the outro again. That was...
It's no longer screwed up. If you do it every time now, it just becomes what it is.
Yeah, it's just our routine now. That was The Brain Dance from Animals as Leaders. Have a great day, everybody.